From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Blum with your headlines for Wednesday, December 17th. First, a story that has been dominating headlines. A Lincoln Public Schools teacher arrested after alleged sexual abuse toward 4 students. Today, his arrest affidavit sheds light on what led up to his arrest and the unknown that still lingers regarding his employment. 62-year-old Daniel Holmberg was charged with 4 counts of sexual abuse by a school worker. According to the affidavit, police were called to Northeast on the report of the sexual abuse on December 2nd. Victims told police that he would touch them inappropriately and would say phrases in their native language like they were beautiful or pretty. Police say LPS first questioned Holmberg about the allegations on December 2nd, where he didn't deny the allegations but said his intentions were not sexual. He is currently being held on a $200,000 bond. He is due back in court late next month. Today, we asked LPS if Holmberg was still employed. They responded with this statement, saying, quote, "We understand our community has questions. This is an ongoing investigation, and we owe it to everyone that we ensure a fair and thorough process, and that can take time. Because this is still being investigated, we are unable to provide further details or comments at this time." Staying in the courts, State Senator Dan McKeon has entered a not guilty plea to a charge of disturbing the peace after allegations arose earlier this year that he had groped a woman at a party. The senator from Amherst was expected to be in court this morning. Instead, he filed the plea with the courts yesterday. Senator McKeon is now expected back in court on January 26th of next year. He also could face expulsion from the legislature after the executive board met over the weekend and voted unanimously to recommend that the legislature take up the measure once the session starts in the new year. And a Lincoln man was sentenced today after beating and violently throwing around a 10-month-old boy. 22-year-old Joseph Liebers was sentenced to 3 years behind bars for intentionally committing child abuse resulting in no injury. He will also have to pay a $10,000 fine. Back in June, police were called to the area of North 59th and Cleveland Avenue after a woman reported the assaults. She told police they had been staying with Liebers for a few weeks when he started becoming aggressive toward both of them. The officers noted bruises on the baby's head, arms, stomach, behind, and legs. The clock is ticking for Medicaid enrollees in Nebraska. Governor Jim Pillen announced today the state will move ahead with work requirements for Medicaid expansion recipients, part of the One Big Beautiful bill passed in July. Starting May 1st, 2026, Nebraska will require able-bodied adults ages 19 to 64 to work, go to school, or volunteer 80 hours a month to keep coverage, 8 months ahead of the federal deadline. About 30,000 people could be affected unless they qualify for an exemption. Pillen says the goal is to lift people up and strengthen the workforce.
The way I look at running government like a business, when we do this work, there'll be other things that, so we won't be adding workforce. We'll be making it happen, and there'll be a few things, this is a high value, so it won't increase the cost of running government. Will make this happen within our business.
While advocacy group Nebraska Appleseed warns thousands could lose coverage and calls the move rushed. State health officials say work requirements can improve routine, activity, and mental health. You can find more on this story up on our website. In sports tonight, 4 Huskers were honored as All-Americans earlier this afternoon. Andy Jackson, Harper Murray, and Bergen Riley all received first-team honors. Murray and Riley are now 3-time All-Americans, but both earned first team for the first time in their careers. Jackson has now been selected back-to-back years. Rebecca Alec was named a second-team All-American, and it's her first-ever selection. And speaking of Husker volleyball, next season will be looking a little different for some fans. The capacity of John Cook Arena will be increasing, and the seats of many longtime season ticket holders are changing because of it. One of those fans is Cindy Kugler, who's been attending games since the 70s. A season ticket holder for 25 years, she tells 1011 she believes the new selection process, where those who donate the most money get first pick, overlooks the decades that those like her have put into supporting the program. The reseating, now based on 5 different donor levels, Kugler says she understands the need to bring in new fans who have spent years waiting for a spot, but thinks it coming at the expense of loyal fans like her without thousands of dollars to contribute, and not providing them the option to be guaranteed the same seats is the wrong way to go about it.
Unless you're giving the absolute most money anybody's given and you're the first one in the queue, you're the only one that truly has a chance of getting your seat. You're not going to be around the people you know, that you talk things up and you have this camaraderie. There's this influx of people that have no history.
According to the University Athletic Department, the season ticket renewal rate for volleyball is 99%, and the wait list for them has reached up to 2,000 people in past seasons. Those like Kugler looking to buy season tickets will be receiving their time to do so in April, and will then have a 5-minute window to choose their preferred seat from what is still available. Finally, tonight, rounding out your night beat as you check the 7-day forecast. We do have a weather alert day for Thursday, as high winds will impact the state. Gusts of 60 to potentially 70, and potentially damaging winds at that will be possible for much of the day. Temperatures will start around 46 degrees at midnight, but fall through the day, with light rain showers coming to an end fairly early on in the morning, long before sunrise as well. Temperatures will feel like the teens in the afternoon. Friday, temperatures starting to warm back up into the upper 40s during the daytime. Saturday, a similar day, mostly sunny. The winter solstice, shortest day of the year on Sunday, will be mostly sunny with highs again in the 40s, before we're looking to hang around the 50s for much of the holiday week next week.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.